Hey everybody, it's Isabel from Patchwork Chicken Studio Art and Home, and it's Thursday, which is our day to jump on live and talk to you a little bit about our processes or how we do things, etc. So today we're going to talk about bags made from recycled things, so recycled jackets or blue jeans or that kind of thing, coats. So this is a particularly fun thing for me, because when I look at a jacket I have to decide, oh, is that something I can do something with, or is this too much trouble and there's not enough fabric there, there's no interest there. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about what I'm looking for, and I'm going to start by showing you what bags turn out like. And these are some of the small ones. I didn't have time to go grab a big one, but this is an example of a small bag that I did out of a denim jacket. And so it's just a little bag, so what I would call a pocket purse. So it's pretty small, about 7 inches across and about 9 inches wide or tall. It has a little pocket on the front, so this opens up. You can put things in here. Not quite big enough for a cell phone, but I'll explain why that happened that way, so you kind of understand it. And then there's a button closer at the top, and then it's lined with eyelet. It's very springy, very cute. So this is great if you're going to the flea market, just making a quick run to the store. You don't need to carry much with you. It is fancy. I did put a nice metal strap on it. So it's a regular full-size strap on a little tiny purse. And this came from a jacket. So I'm going to show you part of that jacket here in just a minute. So another thing I work with, or like to work with, is camo. So camo is real popular right all over the country. This was a piece from an actual Army jacket. So I know it's a little hard to see, but this is a pocket. This is actually a pocket from the front lower part of the jacket, and it has a flap. So I left the flap intact. It's actually not buttoned, but there's a nice flap there. Your phone would actually fit in there. And then up top, I have a nice snap, a nice big snap. So you have all this space too. So again, great for going to the flea market, to the farmer's market, just running really quick, or if you're not a person who carries a lot of stuff or needs a big purse. And I used the fabric from the jacket as it was, with didn't do much to it other than I did line it. So there's a lining fabric, and that's the same thing, that's the strap. And then I added trim. So I've made it a little fancier. But I used the jacket pockets because pockets, I don't have to do anything to make the pocket, and it's a very handy pocket. So to me, that I should work my bag around that feature, which is the jacket. And there was another pocket on the camo jacket. This is a breast pocket, so up on the chest. Again, a really nice pocket here that you could fit a phone in, keys, whatever, and then open inside. Again, it's lined, completely lined. A big snap on it, so it's easy to close. Hold your stuff in there. And again, a long standard strap. So this was made from the real deal Army jacket. It actually had the label back in the back that had its actual inventory numbers on it from where they got it from the I guess the warehouse or whatever. So it was the real deal. So it's kind of cool. I actually found the jacket at a thrift store. Hi Tina, nice to see you. So I have these bags that I make, and I make bigger ones as well. I make some out of blue jeans. So the bigger the blue jean, the bigger the bag, right? So I look for men's jeans that are nice and wide, and they have to be 100% cotton. I don't want to mess with stretchy stuff because they don't hold up well and they don't hang right. So if you've got a bag over your arm or around your neck, you kind of want it to hang right. So I'm a little picky. So that orange bag I showed you with the fancy gold chain, this one, I found an orange or kind of a salmon colored denim jacket, again at the thrift store. Actually bought it at the Goodwill outlet, which is a whole nother experience. But this is what's left of the jacket. So right now I have half a jacket. I have half a jacket. You see the part that's missing? And here, here's the other side. So I have a whole nother pocket purse I can make. The interesting thing about this, that pocket goes from where the pocket starts all the way to the waistband. I can't imagine why anybody would put anything in a pocket like that, but It may have been more decorative, but it is an actual pocket. So when I made the little pocket purse, I folded it up and stitched it across so things wouldn't get lost down there. But if you notice, there's a whole lot more fabric here to work with. Look at all that. I can make probably a larger bag or 2 smaller bags out of this, and the pleats are in there. I didn't do anything, so I'm able to use those features like the pocket, like the tucks, and then the pleats. I can use those. I have pieces of my camo left. This is a sleeve, so there's some more fabric here I may work with, and there isn't a pocket here. It's double on your elbow, I guess, for wear or whatever. But sometimes I use other things from the jacket. So these buttons at the bottom, or this little placket here, would make a great closer. So I would probably cut this off and use this to make a closure on a bag. So that's pretty cool, what I can make out of it. So I'm always looking to see what I can do. Hi, Janelle. So I was out trolling the thrift stores again, and I really like that orange color of that one. And I'm going to work more with that jacket, but this is an example of a jacket I would buy to look at. I don't know if you can see it, but it's textured, and it is denim. So this is 100% cotton. I got it at the Goodwill, or no, the ARC thrift store, and that price tag, I didn't pay that. So I don't pay more than $1 or $2 for things like this, and so I just waited until this color tag was on 99-cent sale, and that's when I bought it. So I'm cheap. I guess I'm cheap, and I don't want too much spent on materials when I really have to invest my time. So that little orange pocket purse probably took me an hour. And in order for me to make money, I can't spend too much time, and I certainly can't spend too much on materials, which is why I use a lot of leftovers and recycled materials. And so my first bag made from a jacket was one of those old lady kind of satin jackets that had a bit of embroidery on it, and it was lined. And so I got to use it the way it was. I didn't have to do anything but trim it up, sew it up, and put a strap on it. And some of them I put some beads on the bottom, and you know, just some little accent pieces. And those things flew out of my booth. I sold all 4 bags that I made from that jacket in 2 shows, which is unheard of. And they didn't even blink at the price, and I had priced them at $25. So that was pretty cool. I was excited about that. And it was really leftovers and just me looking and seeing what I could do with that particular thing. So this is a jacket that I've deconstructed. So I've taken it apart because I want to use these pieces to make a bag. So this is kind of cool. There's some beadwork on here. It's a mix of kind of velvet, and there's some brocade, and of course all of this fancy beadwork. And this is going to make a great exterior of a bag. And so what I'll do is take this as my base. Hi, Christy. I'm going to take this as my base, and I'm going to build the purse from that. And so it'll need some lining. This is very lightweight. So this is super, super lightweight. So this will need a lining. So I'll pick something that's going to be pretty sturdy to do that with. And I'm going to pick the best parts of this jacket to make the bag. When I deconstruct a jacket, this is the sleeve. I don't know if you can see this, but look at that. There's a whole nother set of beading and embroidery on there. Normally I use sleeves to make straps, but in this case I won't. So this is going to be an accent piece on something else, or may make a small pocket style purse. And so when I work on these things, when I go to the thrift store and I look for jackets, I'm looking for something that's unusual. I don't want to ruin a perfectly wearable jacket, but if I pick up that jacket and it's one of those kind of outdated, nobody's wearing that style anymore, that's something I can really work with. And I have, actually you can't see it, right under my computer, I've propped up my computer with some of my bins of storage, and I actually have some jackets in there that I'm just really wanting to cut into. One is a black with some rose brocade on it. The other one is a creamy white with a lot of sparkly cream colored silver embroidery. So I look at those things and I say, oh, I can make blah, blah, blah out of that. And how can I use this? You know, I look at this this beading here, this is spectacular, and it's actually in really, really good shape. So why wouldn't I use that? So I try to look at that item and figure out what else it could be. So the other ones that I make, and like I said, I don't have one right in front of me, but I use the denim jeans to make bags. You can see those in our album. If you head on out after the live and check out our album of bags, you'll see them there. But basically, I take the butt of one pair of jeans. So the bigger the man, the bigger the pants, the bigger the bag. So that's I buy the biggest pants I can get. And then I usually line it with some sort of contrasting fabric or something really fun. Sometimes it's just cotton calico. Sometimes it's themed. I have some that are made with some really pretty sort of tie-dye batik. A very cool looking bag. And I try to maintain the pocket. And so the bigger the jeans, obviously the bigger the pocket too. So you get a nice big man pocket on the back of that pair of jeans, and that goes on the front. That becomes the front of the bag. So I use that whole back leg. So I deconstruct those jeans. I have this one long panel, and I am able to fold that up to get a bag that may be 10 inches, 12 inches. I can go bigger than that and have a big pocket. Some of my favorite ones have like the pocket, the hammer loop on them, and a pocket for a tool or a pen or a screwdriver. I love to leave that stuff intact because we can use those. If we're using that bag, we can use those. I can hook my keys on that hammer loop, and I can stick a pen or a chapstick in that little tool pocket, so it's got a lot of extra storage. Then I match up whatever the fabric is that I've used inside of it and try to put some sort of an accent on the pocket. Usually it's a button. I've used chicken fabric, and so then I use a little wooden chicken button on the pocket to give it some pizzazz. Sometimes I use something vintage, but I want that one extra thing. Otherwise, it's just kind of just a plain bag. And then I make the straps in different lengths. So sometimes the strap is 35 inches or 34 inches, which is kind of standard. But I'm a big girl, obviously. So when I want one of these bags, I want to wear it crossbody, especially if I'm using it in the market. So if I'm going to the flea market or I'm going to the farmer's market, I want to be able to put my stuff in there. But I also want to keep it out of my way so that we do that crossbody. So some of my bags actually are extensively long. So I have some that are 38 or 40-inch strap, which will crossbody somebody with size like me. And I did that on purpose because I can't go to the store and buy a crossbody bag that actually fits, but I can make one. And there's plenty of other women like me who could use one. So that's why I do that. All of these things that I make sure they're washable. They don't need to go to the dry cleaner. They don't need any kind of special treatment other than throw them in the wash when they get dirty. That's why I like to work with cotton or at least with sturdy fabrics. I try to keep non-cottons out, although obviously some of my stuff is going to end up not being cotton. But I want to pull those features, those little fancy things that were built into that garment, whatever it was first. I want to use those in my end result. I want to try to make it useful. My large denim totes made from jeans have a pocket inside big enough to hold a phone and other things. So if you're using it for the market, guess what? Your phone can go in there, your wallet can go in there. You're not going to have to worry about somebody snatching that out. And you'll still be able to get to it. It won't fall to the bottom of the bag. I try to think in a practical way about these things so that people, when they buy my bags, they're going to actually use them. They're not going to be an aggravation to them. So that's Thursday in the studio. I hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, just feel free to comment, or you can message us directly through our page. If you want to see some of the bags that we've done, there's pictures of them up in our album on our Facebook page, so you can go take a look through there. And if you have any questions about how we do it, or anything else, feel free to ask. We're always loving to talk to our customers and people that are interested in our products. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I think we're getting ready to get some rain. It got a little dark here while I was sitting here, but that's okay. We need the moisture. Out in Colorado, we're awfully dry. So have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Watch for another live next week on Thursday.